In 2025, airports can scan your face before you even board. Europe is rolling out full biometric border control. Some airports let you bring up to 2 liters of liquids through security, and a few airlines now tell you, no, you cannot use your power bank during the flight. If you're flying this year or next year, this video might literally save your trip. Stay with me for 10 minutes and I'll give you a traveler checklist you can screenshot before your next flight. Let's go. Welcome aboard Fast Track Flyer, where we break down real travel rules so you don't get blocked at security, denied at boarding, or stuck without compensation when your flight gets canceled. If you like saving time, money, and nerves, hit subscribe, because the rules for 2025 and 2026 are not what they were last year. Here's what's new and what actually matters. First, Europe. You're going to hear 2 words a lot in 2025 and early 2026, EES and ETIAS. People mix them up, and that's how they get in trouble. EES, the entry/exit system, is live. It started rolling out on October 12, 2025, and it's being phased in fully through April 10, 2026. Here's how it hits you. If you are not an EU or Schengen citizen, so for example, you're coming from the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, then when you enter the Schengen area, border control will now capture your face and your fingerprints the first time. After that first enrollment, re-entry should be faster. But during this transition, lines can change a lot depending on the airport or even the land border you use. Quick story, a UK news crew tested this on day 1. Their queue? Pretty normal. But European border agencies are warning that as traffic ramps up toward April 2026, you should still plan extra time at that first Schengen entry point. Translation, don't book a 40-minute connection and expect magic. Now, ETIAS. ETIAS is that online travel authorization you've heard about. The you'll have to pay to visit Europe now thing. Here's the truth. ETIAS is not fully live yet. It's currently scheduled for late 2026, Q4 2026. That means in 2025, if some random website is trying to sell you an ETIAS approval, don't give them money. You cannot apply officially until the EU turns it on. So, summary for Europe. EES is already rolling out in 2025 and continues into early 2026. You will get biometrically registered if you're not an EU Schengen national. ETIAS is later, end of 2026, not now. Let's flip it. What if you're going into the UK? The UK now has the ETA, the Electronic Travel Authorization. As of April 2nd, 2025, most travelers who previously didn't need a visa, including many EU passport holders, now need to apply for an ETA before arrival. It costs about £16. You apply online or through the app, and airlines can deny you boarding if you don't have it. And here's the part people miss. Even if you're just transiting, if you actually have to enter the UK border between flights, like you're switching airports or you're going landside overnight, you may still need an ETA. You check your exact case on gov.uk. Do not guess at the gate. So yes, Europe is scanning you on entry. The UK is pre-clearing you before you show up. 2025 is very biometric, very digital. Now let's talk security. Liquids. If you've seen TikTok saying the 100 milliliter rule is over, you can bring giant shampoo now. That is half true, in very specific places. In the UK, a bunch of airports have rolled out next-gen CT scanners. At those checkpoints, you can sometimes leave your laptop in your bag, and you can bring up to 2 liters of liquids in your carry-on. 2 liters. That's a full water bottle, full shampoo, full conditioner, full skincare. But, and this is where people get burned, the old 100 milliliter limit is still in force at a lot of major UK hubs, including big London terminals that haven't fully converted all lanes yet. So Terminal A might say, sure, full-size liquids, no problem. And Terminal B the same day will make you throw everything out over 100 milliliters. Same country, same city, different lane. Inside the EU, it's not unified either. Some airports in Spain, Italy, and Germany are testing similar scanners and letting people keep bigger liquids and keep laptops in their bags. But many EU airports are absolutely still enforcing pure old-school 100 milliliter bottles, all inside one clear 1-liter bag. And in the US, nothing major has changed for most travelers. TSA still uses the 3-1-1 rule. Each container about 100 milliliters or 3.4 ounces, all of them in 1 quart size or 1 liter clear bag. 1 bag per traveler. Even in airports that have CT scanners, 100 milliliters is still the rule you should expect. Here's what that means for you in real life. Do not assume that just because airport number 1 let you bring 2 liters through security, airport number 2 on your connection will do the same. You can easily get re-screened on a connection and lose everything over 100 milliliters. This happens every day to people who are like, but I just flew with this bottle? Yeah, different country, different rule. So the rule for 2025, always check both airports, your departure airport and your return airport, and pack for the stricter one. This one gets people stopped at the gate more than anything. Batteries. Here's the baseline rule worldwide, and it has not relaxed. Power banks and spare lithium batteries go in your carry-on only, never in checked baggage. Most airlines follow roughly the same limits. Under 100 watt-hours? Usually fine. Between 100 and 160 watt-hours? Sometimes allowed, but you usually need airline approval. Over 160 watt-hours? Completely banned for normal passengers. That's considered too high risk. Smart luggage, those trendy suitcases with built-in batteries, is still an issue. If the battery cannot be removed, a lot of airlines will refuse that bag in the hold. If it can be removed, you take the battery out and bring that battery with you in the cabin. If it can't come out, you may be leaving that bag behind at check-in. Now here's what actually changed in 2025 and caught a lot of people off guard. Some airlines are tightening in-flight use. Singapore Airlines has banned using or charging power banks during the flight, effective April 1st, 2025. Southwest Airlines in the US says if you're using a power bank in flight, it has to be visible. You can't leave it plugged in inside a closed bag in the overhead bin. Crew can and will tell you to unplug it. So here's the move. Carry your power bank in your personal item, not your checked bag. Make sure you know the watt hours. It's printed on the battery. And don't plan to secretly run a power bank from deep inside your backpack mid-flight. That's now something crews are trained to stop. Let's talk money, because this part can save you hundreds. In the US, the Department of Transportation strengthened refund rules. If your flight is canceled or significantly delayed, airlines are required to offer automatic refunds instead of just throwing you a voucher and hoping you go away. Keep screenshots of cancellation notices, delay notices, and any expenses like meals or hotels. That paper trail matters. In Europe, EU Regulation 261 is still active. That's the law that can force airlines to pay you compensation for long delays and cancellations. But in 2025, European governments and the European Parliament are actively negotiating changes, especially for short-haul flights. They're talking about pushing the delay threshold for compensation toward 4 hours. That's longer than what a lot of travelers expect. It is still being negotiated, not fully implemented everywhere yet. So for Europe, you absolutely need to check the current rule before you claim cash. Quick version. United States equals automatic refunds are now a thing. Europe equals same basic rights, but possible softening coming for delays under 4 hours. Let's talk about faces. In 2025, facial recognition at airports is becoming normal, not futuristic. In the U.S., Customs and Border Protection is expanding biometric exit and entry. A federal rule published in late October 2025 gives CBP broader authority to collect facial images from almost all passengers, and they're planning aggressive rollout over the next 3 to 5 years. You're going to see automated gate, cameras at boarding, and look at the screen instead of hand me your passport. In the EU, that EES system is biometric by design. Face plus fingerprints for non-EU nationals entering Schengen. So if you're from the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, yes, expect to be enrolled the first time you hit an external Schengen border. Practical tip, take off hats, big sunglasses, and masks before you walk up to the E-gate. The faster the camera gets a clean face, the faster you're through. If you're flying inside the US, listen carefully. Starting May 7th, 2025, TSA requires a real ID-compliant ID for US domestic flights if you're using a state ID or driver's license. If you don't have a real ID license yet, bring your passport. Yes, even for a simple domestic hop, or you might get turned away at security. Bonus time saver, TSA pre-check in the US can still dramatically cut your screening time, and mobile passport control, which is now supported at more than 55 US entry locations, can speed up immigration when you land back in the States. Okay, I want to hear from you. Have you personally gone through one of those new scanners scanners where they let you leave your laptop in your bag and keep full-size liquids? Tell me in the comments, which airport, which terminal, and how long did it take you to get through? I read every single one, and it helps other travelers know where the good scanners actually are. If you want airport-by-airport updates, hit like and subscribe. You help more people avoid getting stuck. Save this video before your next flight so you're not the person unpacking your entire carry-on at the front of the security line. All sources are in the description. Thank you for watching. I'm Fast Track Flyer. Travel smart, save time, and I'll see you on next flight.